we're trying to manage an entire portfolio, an entire system.
Well, we need better data on our assets. And having data on our assets helps us understand the performance and the condition, which then helps us determine from a planning standpoint how we can allocate resources and manage those assets more effectively.
So as good stewards of the taxpayers' money that we're given, we have to constantly look for better ways to spend it because there's always more need than there is what we have.
Asset management is really about getting the maximum performance that you can within your available resources out of all of your assets.
At MDOT, asset management is complex because we have an amazing portfolio of assets.
We got tons of assets. We got chairs, we got, structures, we got environmental facilities like stormwater management facilities.
Buildings, pavements, vehicles, equipment.
Bridges or pavement or signs or lighting or signals.
All of these are things that MDOT owns and we must maintain. We must maintain them to both federal regulations, state regulations, and our own decisions about the level of service that we want to provide to our customers.
Knowing your inventory is a key component of understanding how to manage your assets. You have to know what you own first. If you don't know what you own, you don't necessarily make sure you're focused on maintaining your assets. You're just going around fixing things that are broken because it's a fire drill that happened and someone has to go fix it, or you're doing a condition assessment and you find out that something's bad.
When we looked at the different things that we're looking for asset management, the fleet part of it was something that was very much more robust than compared to others.
Inspect every piece of equipment so we don't have things breaking down during a winter storm. You don't have hydraulic lines blowing or lift cylinders, leaking out. A dump goes down the storm, it's out of service. So it just made, you got a driver, but you don't have a truck. And that's what we do now, and it's made the fleet a lot better.
But it is fiscal responsibility. It generally costs less to maintain something than to let it degrade to a point where you have to do major reconstruction or full replacement.
And then also using that data to determine when the asset should be replaced. So you're not spending money on assets that could potentially go longer just because they're old.
Well, currently I'm part of the asset management program that manages all the assets of the Port Administration. So divers enter the water, and so they'll go up and down and review the pile condition, and then try to assess and actually measure some deflections, and also measure its degradation over time. And so we'll start collecting that information, and then we decide the remedial activities to go along with it. But over time, those activities may not be enough to hold those bursts, and so we have to look at reconstruction of bursts.
It's about finding the balance. What is the performance that you're trying to achieve out of each of those assets? What does the data tell you in terms of where they are today? And then what's that right mix of capital and maintenance and system preservation that I can put into those assets to meet that performance level across the board?
So the asset management measures in Excellerator reflect what we own. But we need to know that, we need to communicate that to our customers because it ties back to those hard decisions about resource allocation.
Data is an asset in itself, and it's extremely valuable. But it's even more valuable when you can put it together with other data sets to give a better picture, a full picture of what's happening out there. You can use that data to better inform your decisions and make a better investment.
Then we're always going to be subject, I think, to question that if we can manage things with data, that's pretty defensible in how we're being good stewards of the taxpayers' money.
By having a well-informed asset management program, we're being fiscally responsible. We answer to those taxpayers every day. We use their money that they are investing in the state, and we need to return that investment.